Good morning, everybody. I think it's still morning. You know, it's middle of August, and you know, perhaps a slow news season, but it's also a good news season, at least in this case. So today, we have the pleasure of announcing the building and now the operating of a brand new splash pad in the city. And there's a lot of people who deserve credit for this, but let me just tell you a little bit about the splash pad that isn't evident from watching it back there. These splash pads are hugely popular with the kids, as you might imagine, and even with some adults. The city has built a number of them over the last year, the last one being the one we built at Brookline Park. And if anybody's been up to Brookline on a hot summer day, especially on the weekend, they'll see that it's like Disney World, that it's packed with kids and families hanging out, playing on the playground. And so we thought, given the popularity of that facility, of that device, that we should have more of it in the city. So, you know, thanks to the hard work of the Department of Public Infrastructure, whose leader, Commissioner Ron LaBelle, is here with us. We were able, through the use of community development block grant funds, to build this one. And to me, what's nice is that once kids discover it, you'll see more children here, and that's a nice thing to see. Kids getting out in the park, doing this, doing that, playing ball, having a good time is a good thing for the community. And it's as simple as this. It's a pad and water squirting up. The kids dig it, and when kids dig it, adults dig it too. So I just wanted to thank everybody involved. Councilor Lopes was an advocate, strong advocate for the construction of this site. We're always appreciative of the support of the Community Development Block Program by our Congressman, Bill Keating. Inez Gonzalez-Drolet is here from his office. Where's Inez? Right here. Right behind me, snuck up right behind me. We appreciate the Congressman's support of the program. The CDBG program is an enormous help to cities like ours. It's a program that has shrunk an awful lot over the years, but it's one that still plays an important part in giving us the ability, despite a contracting tax base, to do things like this. So we really appreciate the Congressman's support in that way. But this is really part and parcel of raising the quality of life in the city. When we talk about improving schools, when we talk about growing jobs in the city, when we talk about safer streets, it all comes down to this broader heading of quality of life. If people enjoy being in the city and enjoy being in the public spaces that the city has to offer, good things will happen. When people interact with especially neighborhood kids and look out for them and have fun, people come together in ways that are hard to define, but I think we all agree mean a lot to the life of the community. So we're pleased to do this here today. I wanted to thank the Goulart Square Neighborhood Association, Steve Pont, who has been its able leader for a long time, is here in support of the program. You might have just seen him test the pad a moment ago, and it looks like it works, Steve. Well done. But I just wanted to say thanks to everybody involved, all the hard work of our folks from DPI who made it happen. And I'm going to call up Councilor Lopes for a couple of remarks about this new part of the playground here in Ashley Park, right in smack dab in the middle of his ward.
Thank you, Mayor. I can tell you I've been looking forward to this day, and I think Ron and Zeb are looking forward to no more emails from me, because I was asking for updates where we were, and I know Pat Sullivan, who's not here, I'm truly grateful. Pat and Ron and I walked this site. It had to be almost a year ago, and we figured this would be the best location for it, next to the school, next to the playground. It allows the kids to use it. You know, during the heat wave in July, there were so many kids using the splash pad. You know, 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, they were still here enjoying it. And that's what it's for. As the mayor said, you know, you bring a community together. You know, older kids can play on the swings, play basketball. Mom and dad can be watching the kids on the splash pad. This is a true addition to the community. You got to thank Congressman Keating's office with all the money that they do at CDBG, Pat Sullivan, Ron and his guys, and Zeb. I'm truly grateful and thankful that we're able to do this in the South End. Thank you all.
Again, this is another great example of the great work we get out of DPI. You'll see it in the coming weeks as we open up Route 18. and as we open up Custom House Square. For those of you who haven't had a chance to see those projects in construction, go down and take a look. We have some terrific work, and just want to say thanks to those guys again. I want to thank Pat Sullivan, our Director of Housing and Community Development, Richard Bruce, who's stewards the CDBG program in the office. This is another great win for him. Richard, appreciate the help on this. And again, the CDBG program does play a big part, and I wanted to get Inez to come up and say a few words about the federal program that's still, despite its shrunken size, means an awful lot to the city. Inez?
Well, first of all, I think, Mayor Mitchell, you should have told us that swimsuits were the appropriate attire for this event, because this looks like a whole lot of fun. It is a pleasure to be here on behalf of Congressman Keating. Again, CDBG money is taxpayer money coming back to the communities to improve the community and the quality of life. There's nothing better than to see a small amount of money be put to such great use for people to enjoy. This is a city with a lot of needs. There's still a lot to be done, and the resources aren't always there. Congressman Keating, of course, is always supportive of the program and will always be, but it's up to the leadership, honestly, of the city and Mayor Mitchell, his vision, his leadership, and the direction of Pat Sullivan as well, to get as much bang for the buck for the limited resources that we have. So they do an awesome job, and we can see all over the city the wonderful work that Community Development Block Grants has done, and I hope we continue to do that, and I know under their guidance things like this will continue to happen. Also, thank you, of course, to Joe Lopes, who's a great advocate of the South End. Thank everybody involved, Ron LaBelle, who is an amazing man, and I think he's really, honestly, a person that's in charge of infrastructure, the sewers and the water in the city, is a person that, you know, deserves a lot of credit for keeping us well. So thank you again. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of Congressman Keating. And again, you can count on his support for these funds to continue to come back to the city. Thank you.
All right, well, anyway, well, this park will be part of our system now, and this is where Mary Raposa takes over, our Parks and Recreation Director, who's got a lot of great stuff going on throughout the city. And Mary, this is another arrow in your quiver, another great way to enjoy the summer here in New Bedford. But I want to thank everybody for all the work they did on this. There are lots of kids who are going to have fun for many years. Thanks.
Did you know that students with learning or physical disabilities are 65% more likely to be bullied than their peers?
When bullying behavior crosses the line and becomes disability harassment, it's against the law. Harassment can include verbal, written, and physical threats.
If you're being bullied, remember, it's not your fault. It's important to tell someone like your parent or a teacher if you're being bullied, because bullying affects everybody.
If you see bullying but don't know what to do or don't feel safe stepping in, there are things that you can still do to help.
Tell an adult about it.
Be kind to the person being bullied at another time.
Talk with them and spend time with them.
For more information on what you can do to stop bullying, go to www.stopbullying.gov.
Take a stand, lend a hand, stop bullying now.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Butterfly Project, a City of New Bedford's Invest in Kids program, the Women's Fund, and the Community Foundation of Southeastern Massachusetts.
Studies show that educating girls is one of the strongest ways to promote equality, improve economic growth, and to develop healthy families and communities.
More educated women tend to be healthier, get better jobs, earn more money, provide better health care and education to their children.
Children, especially daughters of educated mothers, are more likely to be enrolled in school and to have higher levels of educational achievement.
When women and girls have the education and the life skills to succeed and thrive, the benefits transmit across generations as well as to communities at large.
Please support the many local organizations that promote the education and development of girls and women of all ages.
When a woman prospers, her family prospers. When families prosper, whole communities prosper.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the City of New Bedford's Invest in Kids program, the Women's Fund, and the Community Foundation of Southeastern Massachusetts.
This desperate search doesn't need to ruin your perfect day. In New Bedford, all of that cardboard can be recycled. Flatten those boxes to no longer than 2 by 3 feet. Place them in your recycling bin and set it at the curb on your collection day.
Join us in making New Bedford a cleaner place. Recycle your cardboard. To request a free recycling bin, call 508-979-1493. Recycle more, New Bedford!